I just finished watching a video in which a man expertly dealt with a challenging situation involving a single parent. I'll share his narrative because you will take pleasure in hearing it. Since he was 14 years old until he was 21 years old, he was completely honest about the fact that he had been madly in love with this girl. After some time, he stopped thinking about her and went in a different direction. He made the decision to focus solely on his work, which takes up a lot of his time. And when he finally gets home, he relaxes by watching anime and playing video games. When I say that he participates in other hobbies, I mean exactly this. On the other hand, she did not bother talking to him since she believed that he was dull due to the fact that he does not smoke, drink, socialize, or engage in any other activities or hobbies. When this woman was going to be forced out onto the street with her children, she approached him and requested if she could remain at his apartment with them instead. Perhaps she hadn't paid her rent on time. What the heck? This self-absorbed woman has turned down this man throughout all of this time, but now that she's in need, she wants him to come to her rescue. The man stated that he did not care about the woman or her children because it was not his concern. Yet, he did feel a little guilty about it and chose to take action in response to it. This individual is a perfect example of the guidance given. In the video that I have for you today, I will discuss a few of the factors that contribute to the risk posed by single mothers. In spite of the fact that they could come across as feeble and naive, they are actually quite competent at manipulating other people. Stay tuned for additional information on this one. I want to remind you that clicking the like and subscribe buttons is quite helpful. Thank you. Embrace the manhood within you. Imagine that you were interested in pursuing a relationship with a girl at school, but she eventually rejected you because she didn't find you to be fascinating enough. In today's culture, there are individuals who believe that those who do not partake in drug use are dull and that they ought to make more of an effort to take pleasure in their lives. You have your standards, and it is not a good idea to lower them for anyone, a guy or a woman, just to gain some quick action or acceptance. You should stick to your standards. It is in your best interest to maintain the same level of rigor. Imagine for a second that you meet a woman, immediately feel a connection with her, and believe she would be a wonderful partner in both dating and marriage. Then, all of a sudden, she begins speaking to you about her children as if it were nothing, and you go into a panic since you weren't expecting her to do that at all. She had such a youthful appearance that you wouldn't have guessed she was a mother. When you get to this point, you start to feel uneasy because you don't like the notion of parenting another man's kids, but at the same time, you want to give her an opportunity to prove herself. My recommendation is the same as it has always been. Keep her out of your life. Do not get into an argument with her. Instead, excuse yourself and tell her that you are not interested in having a companion who is like that. I am not advocating that you become physically involved with her. That is her problem to deal with if she cannot accept that. Consider for a moment what it would be like to be responsible for paying not just your own bills, but also those of another person. I'm going to assume that you place a high enough value on the money you've worked so hard to obtain that you would never give it to someone who has a checkered past or has made poor decisions. Dealing with someone who has emotional baggage and potential financial issues is a very different thing from being foolish, despite how much we are instructed to be understanding and accepting of others. Dealing with someone who has emotional baggage and potential financial issues is a very different thing. It's not a good idea to marry someone who has a lot of college or consumer debt, since you could end up having to pay for the mess that they've gotten themselves into. It comes as no surprise, girl, that your worthless degree does not appear to be generating any income for you, which is why you are looking for a man to help you with that. Let me translate for you. It should be extremely obvious that despite your compassion and solidarity, as well as the difficulties that you meet, a single mother is going through, you will not be able to save her. Let that soak in, and if you want to, you can treat it like a life commandment. Earning a degree in gender studies is not extremely lucrative, and it will not qualify you for anything that pays a high salary. If you are so powerful, autonomous, and even a boss, then you must take responsibility for the outcomes of your choices. Earlier today, as I was scrolling through my Instagram feed, I came across a post by Patrick David in which he discussed a number of facts pertaining to single mother families in the United States. He stated that 80% of single-parent households are headed by single mothers, and that the United States has the highest percentage of children living in single-parent households of any country in the world. He also stated that the percentage of children living in single-parent households is highest in the United States. I made the decision to search the internet for some evidence and came across an article on singlemotherguide.com that shared some scary statistics. According to David, the absence of a father in the home has been shown to have a clear correlation to teenage pregnancy as well as sexual activity among the same age group. Think that if you meet a single mother, she probably lost her virginity early, making her more prone to bad attitudes, shame, and other bad habits. She might be a good partner for some quick action given her experience, but as I don't promote male promiscuity, but rather honor and decency, it's way better to leave her alone and don't turn her into a worrisome person. Think that if you meet a single mother, she probably lost her virginity early. There is a correlation between being raised by a single parent and having a higher risk of teen pregnancy. Even though we are purportedly living in an age of tolerance, diversity, and openness, nature nevertheless maintains her laws, and it is quite risky to try to ignore them. This entire body of literature focuses on single mothers, but the findings pretty much hold true for girls who were raised without a significant male figure in their lives. It's possible that she's attractive, but if she doesn't have a father figure in her life, she's more likely to be hostile, rude, and detrimental to you in the future. We are led to believe that a second chance should be extended to everyone, regardless of who they are or what they have done, and that life should always be filled with sunshine and rainbows. Even if you aren't interested in dating, staying away from single mothers is in your best interest. They can argue that their history is irrelevant, but it is just another buzzword they use to make excuses for the mistakes they've made or the difficulties they've encountered. Always remember to keep your strength up and to never give up. I hope everything works out wonderfully for you. If you have, please share your stories with me in the comments section below. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Please click like and subscribe if you found this video to be informative. To get notified whenever new uploads are made, you need to ring the bell, leave a comment, and help get the word out. Individually, I hope to see you again soon. We'll catch up with you in the following video.